Okay, and at this time, my partner in crime, Debbie Chambers, is going to go up and say a few words.
Hi. So I just wanted to say a few things. The reason why I picked this weekend was because of trade shows, and this weekend usually is the Farmer and Machinery show. It falls on every Valentine's Day, and people get shipped in. Traffickers will bring in their victims to be sold, and and anyways, I wanted to highlight the fact that trade shows and conventions is huge, and traffickers make a lot of money because of that. Well, the farmers or whoever is away from their families, and so maybe they have a little peer pressure, or maybe not. But children and adults are being sold at these trade shows and conventions. So it's not just derby, but it's every day. And this I just wanted to highlight with conventions. The second thing that I wanted to share is that the other thing, we are Americans. We live in America. Freedom is the idea. And for me, and for all of us, we should strive for that idea. And nobody should be enslaved in this country. Not one person. And so I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know what our ideas are. And it needs to stop. No one should be bought and sold as a commodity in our world, in our country, on our street, right up the street. It's happening. Well, Bardstown Road and Goatsmith Lane is 1.5 miles up the street, and it's a huge tract. Huge. There's all kinds of little apartment complexes that people are trafficking from. The internet, and it's also hidden. The internet provides the perpetrator the demand, the secrecy. So you could buy somebody, and they will be at your house in 30 minutes, about the same time you could get a pizza. And it could be a 12-year-old girl or 11-year-old boy. Same time, 30 minutes. You could order and get what you want, your type. The other thing I wanted to share when you're talking about type, traffickers have a clientele. And so they're out looking for type. If their clientele wants a blonde, blue-eyed, white boy, that trafficker, that's who he's going out to recruit and groom. They're tricky, they're profilers, they're looking for the kid who's already been estranged from his family or some type of neglect. Maybe the kid never had a birthday party or a birthday cake. That trafficker will go buy him a birthday cake. And then the kid bonds and starts feeling comfortable. The idea is to bring him in, and it's a long-time relationship. The recruiter, the trafficker, may be doing it for months, continuing to talk to kids. All kinds of kids on the internet. They're hidden. And the child doesn't know that they're talking, who they're talking to. And anyway, so they develop a relationship. Then the kid starts to bond, starts to tell them their vulnerabilities. Sure enough, the trafficker will use that against the child to traffic them. You trust me. Anyway, let's see what else. One more last point. There would not be traffickers if there wasn't demand. So we've got to hit demand. We've got to figure out how we can stop the demand. Because without it, traffickers, they're just salespeople. They are out, the child, the victim, they could be like a coffee maker as far as they're concerned. They're looking for a type. They bring the person in, And that demand, they have a certain type, and it's, sorry, I got a little lost. But anyway, yes, we do need to fight demand. That's the most important thing. A trafficker would not be in business if they weren't making money. And on that note, have a blessed day, and please keep all the victims of all kinds of abuse. Pray for them. Pray that somebody sees them. Pray that that we can end this epidemic, because it is an epidemic. And just keep them in your prayers every night. Pray for the victims. Pray for everybody who's involved. Even the traffickers. Pray for them to get out of it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Debbie. Thanks to all our speakers. Thanks to all our guest organizations. Thank you all for being here and to continue to help supporting our program. And we're here to help support you when you need something. So please remember us. And was there anything anybody wanted to say in closing? Yes.
Tina, do you all work on legislation? Do you have what? Do you all have resources to work on legislation? Like, me, people, anybody, like.
Yes, we do. Also, Ron works on legislation.
Fine. The reason I ask that is, in 7 years, this month will be 7 years that I've been free, and we still don't have anything for John. We don't have anything for Trent to hold them accountable. Fires, I'm sorry.
To hold the pimps accountable.
And so these men back here and I and all of us can do all of our work, but if we're not holding the buyers accountable, so I guess my question would, my statement would be to you and seeing anybody she knows. I would like to see in the next at least a year and some legislation be hold Johns, hold Tricks, hold buyers accountable, because we are putting pimps in jail. I know that because I know that. I know they're doing their job because I'm also helping the victims. And so we need legislation to step up to the plate, because I'll go to jail for prostitution. A pimp will go to jail for trafficking. The buyer goes home to his wife. To me, that's a problem. That's not even a conversation in the last couple of years. I've really heard nobody talk about that. So now I'm going to start making sure that that is something that we need to start talking about. Because what's the point of passing all these laws and them doing the things they're doing if we are not holding these buyers accountable? Because then that tells me that we're not holding the buyers accountable because we don't want to know who the buyers are. And I know who the buyers are. And they need to be held accountable.
I love working on legislation, and that's one of the things, people have to bring out what a problem is. And one of the things today when Abigail was here, that I was talking to her about the bill that's in the General Assembly right now is to make incest a violent crime, and that the perpetrator has to serve 85% of their sentence. Okay, so some years ago, we tried to get a bill in, and I think, now is the perfect time. I have already asked the sponsor of that bill for incest if she would also carry one to be human trafficking to be a violent crime, and that the perpetrators have to serve 85% of their sentence, because now they're only serving about 15%. And it's people like you that come forward and identify the problems before they can be fixed. And some people say, why have the laws, or the laws don't work, or whatever. It's the people that have to hold people accountable and use the laws. But if we don't have the laws,
Right.
then,
It used to be people's names when at least they get arrested, they maybe have their names in the newspaper. There was some kind of accountability, because I feel like I keep hearing traffickers. I want to talk about buyers. You know what I mean? Like the people that are participating, that the beat cops are arresting, that are, going on 26 or going wherever, going over to Breckenridge and buying people, and they get a slap on the wrist and they go home. We're not fixing the problem by continuing to do that. And so a lot of conversations going to be coming from me that I would definitely like to see some kind of buyers being held accountable, because we're shooting ourselves in the foot if we're not attacking that aspect.
but I have to think about that a while. But the one, part of promoting, getting the people that promote, that go around and recruit and everything, holding them accountable, but
And we are. We're having arrests right here in Kentucky,
Right.
Jefferson County, all over, where pimps are going to jail, right?
Right.
But again, the buyers are the ones that are.
Right.
Not recruiting it. They're not going out and saying, hey, everybody, I got it. They say, hey, how much are you for an hour? Let me go on that.
And you know,
I want to make sure that I know that language can get very, and I want to make sure we have the right language.
And if law enforcement has any ideas on, you know, how we could hold buyers accountable, but I think unless you see them in some transaction or you have them tape recorded or something, I don't know that the mechanism is there, you know, the proof.
All right, so that's something for us to work on, right?
I'll say one thing. And those in the room that are meetings with me all the time know that I say this. So all of this awareness is incredibly important because sex trafficking is happening every single day. We have to have this awareness. But what continues to be left out of the conversation is labor trafficking. We do not have the awareness that we need because labor trafficking is just prevalent, and we need to have more awareness on that. And so when we have awareness events, it would be really helpful to have like a section on labor trafficking. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. All right, well, we really want to thank everybody for your participation, for the great ideas. Let's all keep working together. Remember that we're here, and together we can solve problems. So thank you all very much.